Ever since the new Daredevil Born Again Disney Plus show got announced, I've been pretty excited since I have been a lifelong fan of Daredevil. But I'd be lying to you if I said that with every passing day and every new thing that comes out about the show, I don't get increasingly nervous. Recently in an interview, Charlie Cox said that this is going to be a continuation to Daredevil Season 3, almost like a Daredevil Season 4. And my biggest question is how on earth do you do a continuation to Daredevil Season 3 because it was a pretty conclusive ending for all the characters involved. But more than anything, it is a very conclusive ending for Wilson Fisk. At the end of Daredevil Season 3, Daredevil just straight up full boxes Kingpin. There is nothing he can do. Not only does the entire public know that he is a fraud and understand that he is an evil person, but one of the most underrated characters in recent history, Agent Nadeem, gives Daredevil and Foggy the silver bullet to put him away. And Agent Nadeem's entire character arc is one of the things that makes me the most worried for Daredevil Season 4 or Daredevil Born Again. How on earth do you allow Wilson Fisk to become the mayor of New York City without ruining Nadeem's entire character arc? An amazingly written character that we fell in love with over the course of Season 3 literally sacrifices his life to put Wilson Fisk away. And the more and more I think about it, I really don't know if there's any way they could make this work without it being a retcon. Not only that, but how do you handle the whole Vanessa situation? During the climax of Daredevil Season 3, Daredevil tells Kingpin that if he tries to escape, he will come for Vanessa and he will hurt her. Now this implies that Daredevil will be keeping a very close watch on Vanessa and there really isn't anything Kingpin can do about it. Daredevil weaponizes the one piece of humanity still inside of Kingpin, using this last little piece of humanity that he has to box him in. So how do you realistically allow Kingpin to get out of jail and become the mayor of New York City without Vanessa coming into harm's way via Daredevil? And all of the rationales that I keep coming up with just sound dumber and dumber the more I think about it. The first one could be maybe Vanessa dies in between seasons or dies at some point along the run of the show. And I guess while this is the only thing I could really see working, I just don't find it that satisfying. I don't really have the words to explain why. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below if you think I'm going crazy or if you agree. But Vanessa just flat out dying to give Kingpin the ability to become the mayor just sounds really kind of lame. And the only other ways I see them going about this are maybe Kingpin hides Vanessa or he puts her out into the open and tells people that Daredevil is coming after her. I don't know. But regardless of whatever way they try to explain it, it just doesn't work given the context of Daredevil Season 3. Not only that, but the creator of Daredevil Born Again has gone on record saying that his least favorite moments from the Daredevil Netflix show were the small, quiet moments in between the fight scenes, saying that he found them to be sort of like filler because they didn't have the budget or the ability to have constant fight scenes throughout the entire show, which was the actual meat of the story. And this just couldn't be any further from the truth. The backbone of the Daredevil Netflix show wasn't the fight scenes, it was the small, intimate relationships between the characters. One of my favorite moments throughout all 3 seasons of Daredevil is this little quiet and sad moment between Foggy and Matt when they realize that their friendship is falling apart because Matt is Daredevil. But to further my point, I think debatably the best scene in all 3 seasons is just Daredevil's scene where he's talking to the Punisher at the cemetery. This scene is just 2 men talking for like 7 minutes. There is absolutely no action, there is no fighting, but it is absolutely beautiful and tragic. And for the creator of Daredevil Born Again to go on record saying that these scenes were boring and he didn't really like them, leads me to unfortunately assume that maybe he didn't really understand the story they were trying to tell, and maybe he doesn't understand the character of Daredevil. Don't get me wrong, Daredevil is my favorite character in comics. I would really love for this show to be an absolute success. But given the context for the 3 seasons prior to Daredevil Born Again, and the mentality of the head creator, I just really don't know if this show can be successful from a writing standpoint. But I guess we'll just have to see when it releases in the next few days, and we'll see if I was wrong. But until then, thank you all for watching. I will be reviewing this series weekly, and I really do hope you all have an amazing day. Peace.